Okay, we're back, and that break went really fast.
Yes, it did.
But as you can see, are we offering what?
Are we offering a special on that for Christmas?
No, actually, I was just going to put this one away.
For all those disappointed housewives.
Go ahead, Tom. Let's see what we have next.
Okay, what we're going to talk about now is actually our seaming tool for solid surface. Now, this tool was actually designed with the Bessey engineers and the DuPont engineers when they came out with Corian ages ago. So we worked together to come up with a solution on how to join this and make it somewhat idiot-proof, so that they will not, the people putting it together.
Are you saying that fabricators are somewhat idiots?
Well, no, but sometimes
But the people
mistakes can be made. Well, one of the critical things about solid surface is you want to make sure that if you're seaming that the seam is not over-pressurized, so you don't squeeze out too much of the glue. And then you've got to call back and you have to go back. What you do with this tool is very simple. Okay, you simply lay it across your seam, if you can see the seam there. Okay, then what we're going to do is lock down these two pads here, and we're simply going to draw this together. And this is where the beauty of the clamp comes in, because if you continue to turn this clamp, what's going to happen is it's going to start to slip. Now, it won't pop loose, but it'll start to slip. And that's when you know that you've got enough pressure.
Okay.
Okay. Now, what you do with these two pieces here is you simply straddle your seam, and you stand it up, and then you've got an even surface there. So it levels the two pieces and brings them together at the same time.
Very good.
The beauty, again, of this clamp is you take two of these together, you stick them together in your toolbox, and that's all you need.
Okay.
You don't need anything else.
On a normal 25-inch seam, how many clamps?
About 43. No, actually, the more the merrier.
At a
You
couple
know, you
hundred
never
bucks
have
a
enough
pop,
clamp.
no problem.
No, you would put two on a 24-inch seam.
Okay.
If you're doing the 45, you might want to use 3.
Very good.
So.
Okay.
But again, it's a very simple tool.
Okay.
Now what we're going to show here, this is a V-grooving type application for V-groove backsplashes. And what we have is we have a corner tool here that you actually put together, allows you to put together the corner. And it'll hold that corner at 90 degrees. And then we take this piece here, this extra clamp, and we straddle this so we got the back side in there until the glue dries.
Oh, that's nice.
So now we've got the full, what do you call that, cove base?
Cove, right.
Cove, okay. And then you have your little button piece here, which you actually stick in, and then there's another tool in another show that'll show you how to finish that.
Now, this doesn't have to be cove. This could just be a miter or a V-groove corner, and it'll still come together here?
Well, yes. We have another tool that we actually use exactly if you're doing 90-degree backsplashes and things.
Okay.
We can show you that. But yes, this can be used for that. You just wouldn't need this particular clamp because these two would be 90.
Okay, great.
And hold it together.
All right, super.
So, and then some other ways to do solid surface is, again, you see this familiar clamp, a little mini vise, comes in very handy because a lot of times you need to put the terminology spacer block. What do you call it?
This would be your build-up for your cove?
Build-up, that's it. Okay, the build-up. So what you do is you can actually just lay this down here, and you're sitting right on these steel rails of the clamp. So you know that's square and that's square. Because it's parallel, we have perfect 90-degree angle we don't have to worry about. The other way to do it is, again, you can put these farther apart, but since you want the glue to go completely across the seam, that's when you take one of these beautiful...
And what is this clamp?
That's a Varioclipix clamp.
A Varioclipix.
Varioclipix.
Okay.
Everyone's familiar with the standard spring clamp.
All right, so that's
that one that John has in his hand right there now. What's nice about that is you can slide that jaw up, and you can go all the way up to a 4-inch opening. 4 1/4 is the maximum opening on that. The beauty about that is the hand pressure always stays the same. A lot of times, the 4-inch spring clamp, you need 2 hands to get that puppy started.
Yeah.
So now the spring pressure always stays the same.
Now we have a question from Lori, and she's asking Tom, I'm fairly new to the tool industry. We call them toys, of course. But I'm fairly new to the tool industry. I could go back on vacation.
Did Lori say what she looked like?
And I'm building my tool collection. And I'm thoroughly embarrassed. What would you suggest I start with in my wood shop as far as clamps for a variety of projects? And I'm going to leave and let you answer.
All right. Well, very simply, Lori, you want to start with Bessey clamps, okay? Because you buy them once and you never need them anymore. No, actually, probably the most versatile clamp that we have, believe it or not, would be the K-body clamp. Because it's a parallel clamp, you can do a lot of projects in that respect. It can be used for anything. The beauty of the K-body clamp is that clamp will do anything that any of the other clamps will do with the addition of maintaining parallel pressure. Mm-hmm. So that's what I would recommend you start with. Second best thing would be the Tradesman series. It's our most versatile clamp, and there's so many more features that we didn't even talk about tonight on this particular clamp that makes it a great strider clamp.
But
So
that'll do everything. The K-body will do everything that this clamp does?
Correct.
So if you're going to start out with a clamp, the one you may really want to focus on is the K-body.
Yeah, and we sell that in the kit form. What you saw back there, or actually on the corner of this bench where we had the 2 clamps and the 4 blocks, that comes in kit form. So it's a great way to get started.
Mm-hmm. And we know, of course, we have it on our back wall. We know the K-body comes in several different sizes.
Yes, it does. It comes in a 12-inch, a 24, a 31, a 40-inch, and then it goes to 50, 60, 82, even to 98.
Wow.
We can build that new front door your wife's been talking about.
What about interlocking 2 of them together? Can you actually, like, if you needed to do 16 foot for some reason, can you interlock them? And
As a matter of fact, Bessie will be launching hopefully before Christmas, but by the first of the year for sure, is we do have an extender kit.
see, I'm always ahead of the curve. You
Yep,
know
yes,
that?
you are.
Always, right on top of things.
And what that allows you to do...
That's why Lori came here.
That's right, absolutely.
That's right. And what that allows you to do would be to connect 2 K-bodies end to end. And you'd be using one jaw. You slide one jaw out of the way, connect the other 2 together. It's called the K-body extender, and it's very new. So new, in fact, that it'll be out probably within the next 30 days.
There you go.
Just in time for Christmas.
My wife just walked into the studio, and I just wanted to show this to you, honey. Look at that. Isn't that great? It's a we won't go there. We've already been there.
You dropped your ball,
Just
John.
dropped my ball.
It's wonderful, honey. Wonderful.
So these are just some other applications that we have showing the various spring clamps and the Clemmy clamps. The Clemmy clamp has been around for ages, and a lot of people like this clamp because you can really feel the pressure on it.
We sell a ton of those.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. They're very popular in the solid surface industry, antique restoration, the musical making industry. They
Now,
use it because
Wait a minute. Musical making industry. What is
musical
a
instrument
musical
making industry. I forgot the
making
key word.
It's like a
Okay.
saw. You bend the metal.
Okay.
I've had people ask me, what about replacing the cork on these?
Yes, you can replace the cork. Quite frankly, I mean, cork is pretty common. You get cork sheets and things. We don't really sell it as a replacement item, but yes, you can certainly replace the cork.
Just shave it off and glue it on with.
Yeah, I mean they sell
rubber
cork sheets.
contact.
People just cut it out with a razor knife. In fact, we have Bessie knives. By the way, I didn't even show you guys these.
Oh, look at
Bessie
that.
knives that will allow you to cut that cork with extreme accuracy.
Wow. All right.
So over here in the front here we have.
Wait a minute. Before you go further,
Oh yes.
this is the most popular reason for selling the Clemmy clamps for us is people that are doing V-grooving. They'll do their V-groove, fold this up, and then these clamps hook up like this. And
Right.
again, like Ken said, you can actually feel the pull on there. If I actually had this adjusted right.
There you go.
There we go. All right. And we sell a lot of these in the 32-inch, I believe, is
Yeah.
one of the common ones.
That's a great application for that.
These weren't available for a long time through us, although they were in your warehouse, but nobody knew it. So we had some really pissed off customers that were trying to get these, and they were actually in the United States.
Yes.
But we won't go there, folks.
That situation has been corrected. And you can thank
That has
Mr.
been
Mark
corrected.
Morrison for that.
Absolutely.
So
Some
we've
more
we're back in
apologies for
business.
specialty tools. Okay, that's great.
Okay, over here, I'm just going to show you real quickly. Is what we have here is we have one-handed edge clamps.
One-handed edge clamps.
That's right.
A lot of one-handed stuff from Bessie.
Well, again, we're working alone. The nice thing about this particular clamp,
That's interesting.
Nice to
keep
meet
your
you,
other
Tom.
hand, keep your other hand free to hold your pulse while you're working. All right.
I'm not backing up either.
Right, exactly. Anyway, with this particular clamp, as you turn the handle, you'll notice these 2 pads are coming together. And what that does is that actually finds the thickness of what you're working on. Because, if you can see this
Now you're
without
gonna-
my big button
Tom, if
away.
you could,
Oh, I'm
yeah.
sorry. Yeah, that's my big button. Okay. If you can see that, what we did is we've actually put our clamps in position so they're actually ready to go there. And generally, if you're working on a longer piece, you can space these out a few feet. You've got your face piece here. And as you tighten up, the clamps will stay in place until the spindle reaches the edge. And then as you tighten down, you now begin to get 3-way pressure because these pads will actually pivot.
So you slide it in?
Well, you can slide in, but a lot of times it depends on how much of a lip you have there. And that's it. That's a one-handed edge clamp. We do have another edge clamp, another monster.
Now that
over
would
here.
work well for pretty much any edging, wood edging or solid surface edging, pretty much anything.
Absolutely, anything. Okay. This is our very heavy-duty edge clamp. Well, this is all done by hand from all three directions.
So that's a three-handed clamp.
That's a three-handed clamp, right. So you need a buddy, and you can still keep one hand in your pocket. And what we're showing here, actually, these are our ratchet clamps. These things are really nice because they're vibration-proof. They're quick, they're fast, and they're vibration-proof. So I could be sanding or grinding or creating vibration, and they won't pop loose. That's why C-clamps, I mean, we sell C-clamps too, but C-clamps is old technology. Because the spindles are so long on the pressure side, they tend to twist and bend, and as soon as people start moving things, they pop right off.
And they get a little rusty, and boom. I mean, they're just a pain in the neck to use.
Exactly.
All right. We have a couple more questions on the board. Elton from Morgan, West Virginia. What is the warranty on Bessie clamps?
Okay, Bessie clamps. All Bessie products manufactured in Germany, which is the K-bodies, the tradesmen, they're all guaranteed for life. When we get into what we call some of the Bessie branded products,
They're guaranteed for the life of the tool?
Exactly. Your life. Which would be very short, actually. Yes, it's for the life of the tool. And literally, we have had people who pass these are what we call heirloom clamps. I mean, people pass them on to their kids, and they've brought these tools in.
I can imagine people, passing these on to their children.
Well,
these are the nice plastic clamps I got for you, Dad.
I know, thanks. Remember, you gave me those for Christmas a long time ago.
Nothing we have is going to make it to antique status.
Well, Bessie still manufactures actually about 95% of our products.
Right.
There are a few that we're getting, from other sources, like some of the injection molded things. These come with a 1-year warranty. So any Bessie branded products, you'll see some like our magnets and things. We don't actually manufacture those for welding, but those come with a 1-year warranty. Okay. And these Bessie branded products are 1 year. So to answer your question, Elton, it's a lifetime warranty in the Bessie products, and that includes our snips, which are not going to be featured here tonight, and some of the other
clamps, not snips.
Just clamps, yeah.
Bessie
just
clamps.
Snips will be another.
This is a really fancy looking clamp. We still carry the regular metal spring clamp and the plastic spring clamps, right? Mm-hmm. Now, are those are imports now, right? Pretty much?
Yep.
Everybody's got those as imports. Okay, that's what I thought. That's the metal ones with the orange tips?
Correct.
Or the black plastic ones with the red tips?
Correct.
Okay, great.
Correct.
Okay.
I want to try this again. We have another question. What is the proper spacing of the K-body clamps when gluing up boards? See, that wasn't hard.
Okay. No, not at all.
All right, there we go. Well, actually, I recommend about every 2 inches, because this way you use an awful lot of clamps. Well, realistically, I think you can get away with anywhere between 12 to 14 inches on spacing. And that's actually a good point, too, because I don't know if I pointed out earlier. Let me have, where's our K-body?
K-body, where did we put them?
There's one right here. Well, anyway, what I didn't point out earlier is, and you can use this, see how we have them laid out on the board like this? Because it's parallel, we can actually use clamps that way. We don't necessarily have to stand them up. So we have a lot more surface area. So you can actually space these out farther. So again, they may initially cost a little more money, but you're using fewer clamps because you're spacing them farther apart.
Okay.
When you're using pipe clamps and things, you got to put them every 8 inches or so, and then you have to put another set on the other side to bring it back into square.
Right.
So you're using fewer clamps. So in the grand scheme of things, it's really a cheaper way to go.
And besides, these do have a lifetime warranty, so
Absolutely.
as opposed to a less expensive clamp, which it might be tough luck if something happens to.
That's right. That's right.
That's great.
We have another question.
Just to give you an example, we just got our statistics from last year. Globally, worldwide, our defective return rate is 0.003. I mean, it's non-existent. Okay, what we do get back, most times we just give a new one because we don't really have a repair or
Hear that, folks? They'll give you a new one if you send back your old one.
Just tell him Tom told you that. He won't be working here much longer, but just tell him Tom.
Now, does that include like driving over it with a truck and dragging it behind the truck on a rope? Can we do that kind of stuff?
I saw that commercial earlier. I don't know. We had to run our own testing on that. We'll get back to you on that one.
Okay. Susan from Columbus, Ohio, wants to know if solid surface adhesive sticks to the plastic on the clamps.
Yes, it can. You want to be somewhat careful of it, depending on the clamp that you're using. Obviously, with the cork face on this particular one, that won't be too much of a problem.
She's asking about the plastic on it, not the cork face.
Oh, that's right. They did say plastic. Oh, the
Stick
plastic
with
on the
question that she gave us.
Oh, okay. All right.
No
all
point
right.
in complicating
Sorry,
matters
Susan.
here.
I was trying to change the subject gracefully, but he brought me back to center. Yes, it can stick to the plastic, but not enough to be to the point where you couldn't get it off.
Okay.
So,
all right.
And even any other glue that gets on here, the way this material is made, as long as it's better to let it dry, then you can flake it off.
Okay.
It comes off easier, rather than try to wipe it when it's still wet.
All right. Oh, let's see. What's next?
Okay, well, what didn't we cover on this particular table here? Again, see, this is the perfect way that we store the clamps, because the seaming clamps, because it protects the pads.
Did we go over these clamps?
No, this is a nice clamp here. This is what we call our click clamp. And what this is it's a magnesium jaw, so it's very light, but it also has the steel rail for the strength. And what these are very similar to the
Ooh, these work well too.
lever clamps. Yes, those actually a little less pressure. The nice thing about lever clamps is, again, is they're vibration proof, so you can lock down temporarily a chop saw or machinery or something like that, and it won't vibrate loose. But what's nice about this clamp is it has very fine serrations in the ratchet action, so that you can actually, we call it the feather touch, up to 330 pounds. So it's feather touch, and then it locks in like an Eagles Talon. I think that's what we say in our catalog.
Speaking of Eagles Talons, we got a couple of minutes here before the break. I want to show everybody this one.
Oh,
because this is like an Eagles Talon.
Yes.
Talon.
This is my favorite.
No, we don't. Oh, we got 5 minutes. Okay, 5
We got 5 minutes. Okay, well then go.
This is great. This is absolutely cool. I have no idea where you'd use this thing, but maybe in building barns or something like that. But you can actually just whack that into there, into the beam, slide that on, and lock that up. Isn't that cool? If you really want to get a set on it, you can whack it in.
Turn it sideways here so they can see that.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yes, this is what we call our
Here,
timber
let me-
framing
Let
clamp.
me do that again, because it's not often you get to do this with clamps.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
So we're just going to... Ready, Ken?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Oh, yeah! All right. Lock
that
that
puppy in
baby
there.
in. All right. Look at that.
You know, really, people that do timber homes, log cabins,
Absolutely.
Oh, that's great.
anything like this,
Even residential framing, because a lot of times the 2x4s or the walls are putting together, maybe have a bow or a little twist in them. You could just drive that right in, and that's what.
You could use this on a big solid surface island top. Just whack it in. You could glue your edging on, and then you could use our plug repair kit to fix the hole in the center.
this is for the angry wife. This is for the angry husband.
There you
That's
go.
right.
A perfect his and hers gift.
That's great. I mean, I've never seen a clamp like that. I mean, this is pretty industrial. There's no doubt about it.
It is. It's one of those clamps in our line that we've had for a long time, and it has its uses, of course. But especially it's nice when you have an application maybe where you can get away with having a little hole in it, but you don't have a clamp long enough to span there. Because then you can just pound it in there and take it back from the rest of it.
Oh, hey, take it easy. Throw those balls around.
Then we also have these little Italians here where you can actually get your hammer underneath it and pop it loose.
Okay, great.
So again, that's our residential framing clamp or timber framing clamp.
To climb, you could use these for ice grips, I guess, to clamp yourself up to.
This is true.
Seriously though, this really, this goes down.
This is
in
the
all
coolest
years
clamp
been around,
I've seen.
I have never seen a clamp like
It really
this
is.
in my life.
That's the
That
coolest
is-
clamp I've seen.
And I can see that. Boy, I mean, I think in my mind, I think of when I did the landscaping at my house, and I had to hold big,
Well, that's another.
big
yep.
logs together. Seriously, if
Right.
I'd had a clamp like that, it would have made my job a lot easier.
Too, the Christmas season is here upon us, and these would be a great clamp to hook your Christmas lights up on the edge of the house.
It certainly would do that.
Just whack that into the roof, clamp this on the gutter.
There you
can
go. And
easy off when you're done.
And if you use several of them, you can just string them right through there.
That's right.
Doesn't
Great
get better.
clamp. Okay.
Well, we're going to talk about some more unusual and more difficult clamping applications after this next break.